intervene. Father, we thank you for this revelation, for these are things that are not here. Meaning, no one can say, don't talk about them. These are not nations that man can say, my nation live it. No, space powers were an eclipse. Of the wind of heaven is yet to meet the eclipse of the wind of man, where rain is going to meet with the clouds. This is not about the sun and the moon again. No, where rain is planning to have a meeting with the cloud in fear of designs of creation. It can cover this nation of Beijing. That's in a milliard. Rain of man intervening with the rain of God to cause a cloud to fall upon the ground. I thank you for making it clear that we pray for China over this space danger.
On February 21st, a rare sandstorm swept across Beijing, with strong winds carrying rolling dust, forming a massive sand wall that blocked out the sun. People were suffocating. The scene looked like the end of the world. One citizen described the weather as so frightening that even the Forbidden City turned yellow. That day,
Lunar eclipse 2024. Let nations pray. I say let nations pray for this eclipse where nations shall lose the sun for a season. Total cloud, total darkness, true word, but not safe. Total darkness to fall upon some nations, like 5 of them. In the coverage of continents. If you are more than 5 continents, know that you are safe. If you are in the 6th continent, know that you are safe. But if you are below the 5 continents, God can still call on this land. Pray that it doesn't happen in a windy way that it is being designed.
The tornado in Runaway Bay was more than a storm to those who survived it. It was a reminder that life is fragile, control is limited, and no one truly knows what the next moment may bring. Then the sky changed again. Across the clouds, brilliant colors suddenly appeared. Red, yellow, blue, and violet spread through the sky like light passing through a hidden veil. The colors did not form a simple rainbow after rain. They appeared inside the clouds themselves, glowing in strange layers, while the rest of the sky remained calm. But what made the scene spread so quickly was not only the color, it was the shapes people claimed to see inside the clouds. Some said the formation looked like a glowing cross suspended in the sky. Others said part of the cloud resembled open wings, like the outline of an angel stretching across the heavens. A few viewers even claimed the light and shadow formed the shape of a robed figure, reminding them of images of Jesus standing above the clouds. Scientists would likely explain the rainbow effect as sunlight passing through tiny ice crystals high in the atmosphere. When the angle is right, the light separates into different colors, creating a rare optical display. Cloud shapes can also change quickly, and the human mind often recognizes familiar images in natural patterns. So this should not be treated as certain proof of a supernatural sign. But even with
2024, not 25 even. Lunar eclipse 2024. Let nations pray. I say let nations pray for this eclipse where nations shall lose the sun for a season. Total cloud, total darkness through word, but not safe. Total darkness to fall upon some nations, like 5 of them. In the coverage of continents. If you are more than 5 continents, know that you are safe. If you are in the 6th continent, know that you are safe. But if you are below the 5 continents, God can still call on this land. Pray that it doesn't happen in a way that it is being designed. The topic says Yale Mambo Makuba. This is not a small thing. The reason it has come out. But what is the promise of Moses? Only where I point to know that I am 24, not 25 even. Leruna Eclipse 2024. Let nations pray. I say let nations pray for this eclipse, where nations shall lose the sun for a season. Total cloud, total darkness through word, but not safe. Total darkness to fall upon some nations, like 5 of them. In the coverage of continents. If you are more than 5 continents, know that you are safe. If you are in the 6th continent, know that you are safe. But if you are below the 5 continents, God can still call on this land. Pray that it doesn't happen in a way that it is being designed. The topic says Yale Mambo Makuba. This is not a small thing. The reason it has come out. But what is the promise of Moses? Only where I point to know that I am.
According to residents, the weather suddenly worsened on Saturday afternoon. There was a very soft thunder. Then suddenly it got dark and the storm came. I looked and said, "What's happening?" Everything collapsed, trees were falling here, and then there was silence. I went outside and the entire wall had been destroyed. The barn had been destroyed, said one resident. We ran home, went outside, looked, and there was no roof. Maybe 5 minutes and it was all over, added another Widowów resident. Michał Schmidt of the volunteer fire department in Widów admitted that firefighters had difficulty accessing the area because strong gusts of wind had uprooted many trees, and they had to clear a path first. According to the firefighter, the damage in the village was significant. The roof of one house was completely torn off by the wind, and firefighters had to cover it with a tarp. Heavy rain and very strong winds. The worst weather was in the south of the country. The situation was particularly dangerous in the town of Balkarzowicz, Ujazd commune, Opole voivodeship. The Polish storm hunters reported preliminary analysis indicating that a tornado had formed there, reaching at least IF2 on the international Fujita scale. This means wind speeds of around 200 kilometers per hour. The possibility of a tornado was also confirmed by weather forecaster Tomasz Wakszyński. He believes there are 2 possibilities. A real tornado occurred, or strong wind gusts from a cumulonimbus cloud exceeding 120 kilometers per hour occurred. He believes that based on the observed damage, both scenarios cannot be ruled out.